To those in our Zoom audience, wake up. Thank you so much for being here in front of your computer or your cell phone. We have our white stone ceremony today. Actually, our service culminates in the white stone ceremony, and we are going to use letters from God to guide us in our white stone ceremony. So settle in, get comfortable, and ready for a wonderful tradition in unity churches all over the world. There was a young girl whose mother told her it was time to go to bed. And the child said, Mom, I need to stay up a little longer to think about things. And the mother said, Well, what are you going to think about? And she said, gravity. Mother said, Well, that's good to think about. They've never really discovered exactly what gravity is. We know what it does, but there is still controversy as to exactly what gravity is, how it's created in that. So the little girl came to her mother after a few moments and said, Mom, I'm ready to go to bed now. And the mother said, Oh, did you figure it out? What is gravity? She said, Yes, I did. Gravity is that center of God that when everything seems upside down, God keeps people standing right side up. So if you're worried about what they're doing on the other side of the earth, don't worry. God's got everybody covered, everyone standing right side up. And when we feel upside down, we can trust there's a plan keeping us right side up. Jude, have a song to go with that?
The gravity of the situation. Oh, yeah. Let's stand and sing praise songs number 3. Praise song number 3. Silently now I wait for thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my eyes, illumine me, Spirit divine. He leadeth me, O blessed thought, O words with heavenly comfort fraught. Whate'er I do, where'er I be, still 'tis God's hand that leadeth me. He leadeth me, by his own hand he leadeth me. His faithful follower I would be, for by his hand he leadeth me. All the way my Savior leads me. What have I to ask beside? Can I doubt his tender mercy, who through life has been my guide? Heavenly peace, divinest comfort, here by faith in him to dwell. For I know whate'er befall me, Jesus doeth all things well. For I know whate'er befall me, Jesus doeth all things well. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to his side. With love and strength For each new day, He will make a way. God will make a way. You may be seated.
Now it's time in our service, well, hopefully always is the time in our service when we recognize the divine in one another. Amen. But when we greet one another in unity, it's not just the fact that we're going to greet each other, but the fact that we affirm our recognition of the divine in each other. So let's share our welcome blessing together.
We love you. We bless you. We behold the Christ in you. Who you are makes a difference in our lives. Every day is a new beginning, a chance to erase unhappy endings. When I wake, I can make 1,000 dreams come true. I can use my faith in God in everything I do, 'cause every day is new. Infinite paths to choose. The choices I make and the chances I take are based in truth. And every day is new. Lisa's in the house. Every night when I go to sleep, my unconscious mind counts the blessings I reap. When I sleep, my thoughts, they seem to work themselves on out. When I rise to greet the day, my mind is free of doubt, 'cause everything is new. Infinite paths to choose. The choices I make and the chances I take are based in truth. And every day is due. Get that white stone ready. Everything's new. I don't get too caught up in trying to make life make sense. The price that it would cost me would be too high an expense. So I just pray and keep the faith, 'cause everything is new. Infinite paths to choose. The choices I make and the chances I take are based in truth. And every day is new. Yes, it is. Every day is new. Yes, it's true. Every day is new. Amen.
Anybody ever have it happen when you tell people you go to a unity church, they say, "Oh, you mean Unitarian?"
Yep.
Right? That's happened to me a bunch of times. And while we are not, any kind of offshoot of the Unitarian Universalist Church, we share some common ancestry. I remember when I was in seminary, one of the things that I had to study was Emerson and the Transcendentalists, because a lot of their thought eventually became incorporated into new thought. And as some of you may know, Emerson and several of his contemporaries who were Transcendentalists were also Unitarian ministers. And one of the key components of their version of Unitarianism was the idea that God was one thing, not three things as had been decided on by the Romans, 300 or 400 AD. And this is tough for a lot of people to accept. You know, a lot of us grew up thinking about, you know, heaven and hell, God and Satan, good and evil. And what we do when we affirm the oneness of God in the universe is we kind of restate that idea that this is all one thing. And that as different as things appear, we are one. So please join me as we affirm our statement of being together. There is only one presence, one power, and one intelligence, active as the universe and as my life. God, the good omnipotence. And I want to make sure before we get started any further that everybody has a little white stone and their paper and envelope and a pencil. Did anybody manage to sneak past the front door without all their supplies? A pencil. So that's for your letter from God, right? So we have two activities. We're going to have the stone and we're going to have the letter, and for both of those, you need the pencil. You didn't know there was going to be a pop quiz, did you?
For the ladies, a mom quiz.
All right.
Computer over there
as
needs one.
Laura Lisa's finishing up with everyone. Richard, you want to go ahead and come on up and give us the daily word?
Adele needs one.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you this morning.
Morning, Richard.
So we are in the second Sunday of the new year, 2022. I keep reminding myself, 2022. So the word for today is guidance, and the affirmation for today is divine wisdom helps me discover my unique spiritual path. Tending to my spiritual life keeps me attentive to the whispers of my heart and in tune with my guidance. I am grateful for those moments I can rely upon my spiritual intuition to discern my path forward. But sometimes my guidance feels far away and hard for me to access on my own. At those times, I may seek the assistance of my trusted friends and advisors. I may seek the wise counsel of my minister or a spiritual counselor who encourages me to discover the wisdom found in the depths of my own consciousness. She, he, or they pray with me, listen with empathy, and share my joy as my innate wisdom leads me along my unique spiritual path. I am grateful for those who walk the path alongside me. And from John chapter 14, verse 26. But the Advocate, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you everything and remind you of all that I have said to you.
If you get your sheet out for spirit-led, spirit-fed, and stand, please. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led, flowing like a river of peace. I am nature's wonderful child. Love cannot be added to me. I am made complete in the divine. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led. There's magic in every day, like a beautiful song. As I'm choosing my way, there's a voice inside to guide me along. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led. I am spirit-led, spirit-fed. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led. Everywhere and always I am spirit-led.
So at this time, we're going to light our Christ candle, which is representative of that Christ in each of us. We talk about the light that shines for you, and it is indeed in each and every one of us. So as we watch the flame and honor that divine in us all, let's take a few moments and move into prayer. Sweet Spirit, we recognize that we are indeed spirit-led and that we are spirit-fed. So often we may lose our way and be pulled aside by the varying pressures of the world. We may think that our answers lie in the world, that more of one thing or another, a different place to live, a different job, a different spouse, a different something will fix us. But we are truly spirit-fed. And when we turn within to that candle of the divine, that flickering light, we are led back to you through our own divine nature. And there you are, ever waiting, ever watching, ever loving. For your grace, for your love, for your inspiration, and for all those that we share this precious planet. We say thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. So it is. Amen.
Keep those words in mind that you just heard. Today's service actually culminates with the white stone. First, we will seek that guidance to discover the wisdom found in the depths of our own consciousness, as Richard read. Thank you, Richard. And we begin that process of discovering with the God, the gift of divinity within us, has to share with us with these letters from God. So here are some letters from God. You all may be familiar with these letters. Ideas that you have are God knocking on the door of your consciousness, as Emily Cady wrote, seeking to be expressed through you, in you, as you, into the world. And so we go to that place within today to receive revelation, to lead us into our white stone ceremony. Now, hopefully everybody got a blank piece of paper and an envelope on which you will self-address. You will write your own address on that envelope, and they will be sent to you in a year from now. But what goes on the paper is the guidance you receive from your indwelling divinity. Letters from God. Another letter from God, it is said and thought, is this book. And I want to share with you one in particular story found in Matthew 14, verse 24. The ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves. Jesus went unto them, walking on the sea. Now, before this happened, it is written in this same chapter, in just a verse or two above, that Jesus had gone up the mountain and came down and found people, his disciples, in a boat, and he was walking out on the water. And they cried out, "It is a spirit, a ghost." They cried out in fear. And Jesus spoke, saying, "It is I, be not afraid." Peter answered him, "Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water." Brave statement. And Jesus said, "Come." Peter came out of the boat, out of the ship, and walked on the water to Jesus. So that's what we're going to do today together. We're all in the same boat together, but we're going to get out of the boat. Come to the Christ within you. And when Peter saw the wind, he was afraid and began to sink and cried out, "Lord, save me." Immediately, Jesus stretched forth his hand and caught him and said unto him, "O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt?" So we go into a time of letting go of all doubt here in this safe and sacred space. Of course, you walk in it, sit in it, lie in it all the time. Be aware more and more often. This moment, now, you are in this sacred space. And the Christ in you is bidding you, inviting you to come out of the boat. So together, we do that. How? Listen more to the internal rather than the clamor and clatter from the external. Listen more. Take time. I invite you now to relax. Feel yourself almost sinking into your chair. And keep your focus on your breath. With a deep breath in and exhaling fully. I want to share with you the words of Thich Nhat Hanh. As you focus on your breath, breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Living in this present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in this present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Living in this present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Listen to the Christ within you. For a vision, a dream, a letting go of limitation in 2022. And if you were to complete this sentence, and I'll give you a moment to do so on your letters from God, if you were to complete this sentence, what would you write? The Christ presence in me is inviting me to. If anything has come to you, any message, any word, any plan, I invite you to write it down on your letter from God. We say, "Here I am, Lord," listening for the will of the divine expressing through me. I am getting out of the boat, reaching for Christ, reaching inward. And if you choose, write how this sentence would go. My dream for 2022 is. Remember, these letters will be sealed and opened only by you in a year from now. This is between you and the infinite good we call God, the infinite. You have infinite good supporting you. What will you do with that in 2022? As you continue writing or listening, feel the presence. That in which you live and move and have being. Living and moving and having being in you as you. What is your being inviting you to in 22? Be not afraid. To let go of any barrier between you and your infinite good. Trust. Dream. Dream for the you of 22 and for the rest of your days. Allow in that which is knocking on the door of your consciousness. And I invite you to hold your letters, hold your hand over your letter for a moment and bless it. Bless it knowing that all you envision, that all you dream, that all you stretch your Christ consciousness into is given to you. We pray, we envision, and we let go of our will as to how the good should or shall appear. We trust that everything that happens in 2022 happens to strengthen us, to call forth the good within us for our spiritual growth. You will hear what you need to hear. Whatever God is writing to you, you will hear at the right and perfect time during this coming year. Trust that. Dream big. And know that Christ has no other body on earth now but yours. And here's a letter from God. Success. Know that you are now successful. Always have been, always will be. Feel that now. Think that now. Success. It is yours. I'd like to share with you a story that happened in my experience this week. I've kind of developed an addiction for that highway sign, such that I get up on a 10-foot ladder regularly to change out the words on that sign. Chris Myers has been up there Cody Connerow has been up there. Hey, Cody, if you're watching on Zoom. And I have been up there many times. So the burning bowl was up there last Sunday and the date of January 2nd. And I thought we have to take that down because we want people to know that pass on the highway, that this is a place that cares about our message. I was talking with Chris about this and he said, how about if we put up there, he is born? Great message for after Christmas, right? And there's not a whole lot of letters. You see, you've got to change these letters out one at a time, and you got to pick them up and pull them down. And when you replace them, you got to push them up and put them down in the catcher there. So I thought, he is born. I like that. But I thought we could improve on that because I think Unity's message would be more like Christ is born in you. So last Sunday, I got up there and Janet spotted me. It was actually Monday, I remember now. Janet was spotting me. Chris will go sneak out there and put all those letters up and say, Chris, I'm going to find you a spotter. He sneaks out there and has them all up. I'm looking for the spotter and I go out and they're changed. But I pretty much insist on being spotted. So I changed them up both sides. And once or twice while I was up there, I thought about being up on this 10-foot ladder. And I said to Janet, I'm maybe not the best person to be up here because I have that, what do you call it? Fear of heights. And if I let myself focus on that, I start to shake. Now, the wonderful thing about that sign, there's a big pole you can hold on to. Actually matches my suit. You can hold on to that pole while you change out the signs if you get a little bit nervous while you're on the 8th rung up there on that 10-foot ladder. Anyway, I accomplished that. I overcame that fear. I got out of that boat like Peter did. The enthusiasm of Peter when he starts and decides to clamber out of the boat is something that we often lose. When doubt comes in, when that subconscious feeling of inadequacy or memory of inadequacy comes in, we doubt and we start to sink. That fear of physical well-being, not nearly as important to me as what happened to me about Wednesday night. I started to fear the message, believe it or not. I thought, gee, last week people saw burning bowl. And I'm thinking of the people that pass on this highway. And in our area, probably not a lot of people knowing what that burning bowl. And I saw some movie about cults. And this fear came up in me. Oh my God, they're going to think we're burning something in there that may not be appropriate. That fear felt a lot worse than the fear of being up on the ladder. I started to doubt and reached out. I prayed. Is this message, Christ is born in you, is it too something, anything? So that's my confession for the day. On Thursday, I got up and I decided to read in a, believe it or not, Catholic daily devotional that was given by my son's new in-laws. They send us a bunch of sweets and daily devotionals from the Catholic religion. This is what was written for the day of January 6th, the Epiphany in living faith. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. We are anointed to becoming Christ to those who need healing and good news. A letter from God to me, because I had an open mind enough to not only read the daily word about discovering the wisdom found in the depths of my own consciousness, but also to open and read the word for the day in that Catholic daily devotional. Success. Success in this moment. All we need do is reach out or in for the Christ. Christ went up the mountain before coming back down and answering the plea of Peter, who was beginning to sink. We go up that mountain to the place of highest consciousness, asking for guidance, and then we come together as a spiritual community to reach out to each other, to be there, and then to expand that love, that care out into our community. We all know this is not just a letter from, but as the New Testament tells us in 1 John, God is love. So love more in 2022. Who do you need to love more in 2022? Is it someone that perhaps has estranged themselves from you? Or you have estranged yourself from? There will be people that pull you out of love in 2022. Remember this prayer. Bless them, change me. Why change me? If I have a resentment, change me. And that indwelling divine will do that for you. Pray. If anyone comes into your experience that you feel anything but love for, pray for them. Because you can't pray too much. You can't return to God, to your gift of divinity too often. So now I'm going to ask you to read your letter. Hope you haven't put it in the envelope and sealed it yet. Should have said that before. Forgot. It's okay. But I would ask you, whether you looking at your letter physically or in your mind, what you wrote, I would ask you to see what comes out of that. What speaks to you as a name, a message, a phrase on your white stone. This ceremony, as most of you know, comes from Revelations 2, verse 17. They that hath an ear, let them hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To them that overcometh will I give to eat of the hidden manna, and I will give them a white stone, and on the stone a new name written, which no one knows but they that receive it. So know that your stone, your touchstone for 2022 comes from that gift of divinity within you. And I love that it's coming from your letters from God, because this church mission here, that came from the church board in 2018, writing words that they felt they experienced when they came into this church. And the words that were most often repeated were circled and culminated in this mission statement: welcoming diversity, supporting growth, transforming lives. Let that be our vision. One of them for 22 as a spiritual community, a church, to transform lives. So I invite you to take any time you need, any time that you need to write a name, a message, a symbol of your letter from God. If it doesn't come right now, trust it will be here. And as you may need another moment or so to complete those, take your time. I do want to invite Reverend Charles Perry back up in order to prepare us for our offering.
I see some of you are still working on your white stones. But as you finish those, we prepare to celebrate our prosperity and to practice the principles of prosperity. I was at a meeting earlier this week, and we were talking about how giving allows us to break free of that habit we have as a culture of always acquiring and never understanding there's enough. And I explained to them, even though it wasn't a church kind of meeting, that the way I practice that is by tithing, because what tithing has done for me for years now. I really started tithing in 2010, 2009. Is it at the soul level assures me that God has my back, that there is enough, and that there always will be enough. And in whatever way we give, whether we give of our time, our talent, our treasure, or all three, it's a way of affirming and a way of living with that kind of faith that is exhibited in the story when Peter steps out of the boat. And for a lot of us, and I know in 2009 when it started, I was having a rough year financially. And that was really a stepping out of the boat. But we affirm together that we have enough, and even more than enough. And that's one of the reasons that we give back to this place that feeds us spiritually. So I'm going to invite everyone now to take their tithes and love offerings, whether you're giving physically with a check or you're giving electronically with your phone or a credit card. You know, those of you who are at home are going to our website, and place that energy, that faith into your gift today as we affirm together divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am and have, all that I give and receive. Thank you, God.
Today as I stand open to divinity in me, I choose my name. I choose my name. A name chosen by Spirit, and then whispered to my heart, from this day I am awakened to the nature God intended with my name. I write this name on a white stone, a stone that means both purity and truth. Inner wisdom, silent strength, my name expresses God in me. On this white stone, on this white stone, I write my name. Inner wisdom, silent strength. My name expresses God in me. On this white stone, on this white stone, I write my name.
Thank you, Jude. So now we want to put a final blessing on these tithes and love offerings as we send them out to do the work of Spirit as lived and taught by our brother and way shower. So let us affirm our mission together. Unity of Baton Rouge is a diverse, growing, thriving, healing community of wisdom, love, support, and service. So we are. Do we have our kids today? Kids out there? Okay. All righty. Do we have any January birthdays? Celebrating a birthday this month. They may have a birthday. All right. Skipping ahead, I'm gonna put out a save the date for the last Sunday of the month, January 30th. I'm gonna be doing a workshop following the service. Actually, we'll do the service and then kind of have a little potluck, right? So that you're not starving Marvin while we're trying to do a workshop. And then we're going to do a workshop called Finding Divinity in Diversity. And this is actually a workshop I was asked to do at Unity of Cordova up outside of Memphis, Tennessee, back in October. And they're doing a lot of the same work that we have been doing in our racial equity ministry. And they kind of wanted to know, well, if we want to get started on this, what's the best way to do that? So I did a couple of workshops for them, one on creating a safe space. Because, if we're going to engage in conversations that can sometimes be challenging, we want to create a safe container to do that, and so that everybody feels safe being who they are and sharing who they are. And then the second half of the workshop is on actually having those crucial conversations. Kind of some skills that we need to learn in order to be able to have those conversations without, immediately either going on the attack or the defensive or throwing up our hands and saying it's just not worth it. Because the truth is, it is worth it. And having these conversations, difficult though they sometimes are, is the one way that we can move ahead in love and unity. Amen. So I invite everybody to come and bring a friend. So do we have the kids out there?
We are walking as the light, as the light, as the light. We are walking as the light, as the light of God. As the light, 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 as the light of God.
Good morning. This morning we did a white stone ceremony and met our inner committee, and Sean will tell you a little more about it. Well, we all closed our eyes and imagined a powerful person, and then a weak person, a courage person, and our hidden selves, and what each of those are telling you. And my weakness person came up to me and said, like, being my own different version of myself, and looking at two little guys next to my shoulders, like, you lack confidence, so you can have more confidence inside yourself. And then my, like, little self, like, imagine, like, your little self from a long, long time ago, said, like, you need to remember who you are, like, you're Sean Sarko, you're strong, and don't let anyone bring you down. And those were some of the things my version of myself.
So we had like a little shaman ceremony, like we did long, long time ago, when people got to meet the inner power, inner strength, inner wisdom, inner joy, inner courage, inner love, your hidden self, your courage self, your powerful God's self, and you just become whole in your white stones. You become more of who you are meant to be. You become aware of your task in life. So we were in there powwowing. You couldn't hear us because the music was, at least in my head. When you had been in there hearing the drums, we've been like, wow. But I don't know if anybody else wants to share any of their experiences. No. Well, it was powerful. We had a great time, and we know you guys were rocking and rolling out here with your white stuff.
Your birthdays.
Announcements. And that is, remember, there's still time to give for our Christmas giving tree. Kerr Breck Park really needs our support, the children that are there. So do give online, please. It's on the website. Our donate button is, and that goes out every Wednesday as well. If you're not getting our email, be sure and email us at unitybatonrouge@gmail.com. And we are accepting the sports equipment themselves. The balls are getting more plentiful under the tree. We have soccer balls, baseballs, billiard balls, basketballs, and we will be delivering that. The guesstimated date of delivery is January the 24th right now. So still plenty of time to donate to our giving tree project. And please, if you are able to, stay after church today and help put the tree away. We're still going to have the gifts there, but we do want to take the banners down and take the Christmas decorations down. We'd love to have you stay and drink cider if we can find some, and put the Christmas decorations away. With that, I think it's time to stay.
Didn't do birthdays.
Birthdays, any January birthdays came from the children's room. Adele. So let us form our
Birthday, happy birthday. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You are wonderful. God is blessing you now.
Thank you for that. Thanks for the reminder. And now let us stand and Reverend.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. We're a family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God connects us. The light of God unfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
So it is. Have a great week envisioning your dreams.